Hey everyone, welcome to my channel for the love of sports. Today we'll be going over the ATP tennis predictions for the Barcelona, Munich, and for the first time ever, we're going to do some challenger events. I feel like there could be value there as well. We're on a 14 and 8 betting run, so we're still up over 4 units, which is great. And we did go own one yesterday. Um, it wasn't a bad take though. Navone, he should have won that game. He won the first set easily. He just kind of had a mental breakdown in that at the end of the second set and third set, he really just he was in his head. You could tell, he was in his head. And then talk about David Fokina. Wow, David Fokina changes the script, beats Rublev for the first time ever. I kind of hinted at that. I had a feeling that that could happen. Rublev was not in good form. Fokina's been in great form this season, and I did find out sometime today that Rublev's elbow was bothering him, so that even more of a reason to have taken David Fokina. I didn't touch that game, but in terms of betting aside, um, but a very interesting result there. One to note for sure. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll start going over the predictions for today. So we have David Fokina versus Karen Kachanov. David Fokina leads 2-1 in the head-to-head. The interesting part of this matchup is that David Fokina has beaten Kachanov 2 times in the hard court and has lost to him in the clay court, which is very strange because I thought it would be reverse. Kachanov is more of the hard court player. David Fokina is more of the clay court player. With the current form that he's on, it's for me, it's pretty much impossible to bet against Fokina at this moment. He's just playing so well. I really have been impressed by him, and Kachanov, he did have a good match against Munar, and I had a feeling that he would beat him just because Munar. I think Kachanov's power really got to Munar, and this game is tough. If there was a side, like if I were to pick somebody, it would be Fokina. Just when Kachanov is at his game, he's very hard to beat as well. This really could go either way. I would lean David Fokina. Just I'm not gonna bet it. Next we have Casper Ruud versus Holger Rune. Casper Ruud leads 6-1 in the head-to-head, which is an astounding number. Kind of speaks volumes here. Casper Ruud is just the better player. Um, he's beaten him all but one time on clay. So on the clay, he's been pretty easily beating Holger Rune. Holger Rune also has been really shaky this season. He's been on and off. Like one tournament he'll look great, and the next tournament he's eliminated in the first round. So it's just really hard to gauge how good Holger Rune is right now. And I definitely lean Casper Ruud in this matchup. Next, we have Carlos Alcaraz versus Alex de Minaur. Carlos Alcaraz leads 3-0 in the head-to-head. This is Alcaraz. Alcaraz's power, his game, it's just better. He's just a better player than de Minaur. De Minaur is a very good player. He's gonna win the matches he's supposed to more often than not. The problem is when he has to play against opponents like Alcaraz, his game just lacks a little bit of power. And I don't think he's going to be able to deal with Alcaraz's power in this matchup. And ultimately, I do think Alcaraz will win this match. The odds are a little bit too high for me to bet it, but I would lean Alcaraz. Next, we have a very interesting matchup, in my opinion, probably the best matchup. We have Stefanos Tsitsipas versus Arthur Fils. Arthur Fils leads 2-0 in the head-to-head, and he has beat him in the hard court twice. That speaks volumes. Arthur Fils is in amazing form right now. I mean, he's playing great. Very, very impressed with him with his game. He's also a player that when he is on, he is really hard to beat. Stefanos Tsitsipas has had his moments this year. He's gone far in certain aspects of the year, and other aspects he's not looked as well. He has looked good in this tournament. I'll give him that. Some impressive matches, that he's won, but I cannot go against Arthur Fils at this moment. I would have to lean Arthur Fils. This is a really tough game to predict, though. I think it's going to be a great watch. Might be three sets or two very tight sets. Next, we have the Munich tournament. We have David Goffin versus Francisco Cerundolo. Cerundolo should take this one pretty easily. Cerundolo's just a better player. David Goffin, I mean, if Navone didn't have a meltdown, I think he would have beat Goffin. He probably should have. So I just don't see the same thing happening to Cerundolo. Cerundolo, he's been one of the most consistent players this season. I've loved to bet him anytime that I can. And later, my best bet, we'll speak on what I have for today. But Cerundolo should take this. He should take this one down. Next, we have a interesting matchup: Luciano Dardari versus Ben Shelton. I'm not gonna touch it. It's just interesting. It's a weird match to predict. Ben Shelton, more of a hardcore player. I'd have to lean Dardari just because this suits his game a little bit more. Ben Shelton hasn't had too much success on the clay surface, so lean Dardari, but not going to touch this. Next, we have Alexander Zverev versus Tata Griekspoor. Zverev leads 6-2 in the head-to-head. While that might be the case, Griekspoor has already beat him this year, so take that with a grain of salt. Griekspoor has looked at times like the better player this season, so he's pretty consistently getting to like the semifinals of tournaments, which is great for him. And I don't know if he has enough to take down Zverev just because of the surface. I know Zverev hasn't been great in the clay surface. He really just hasn't. He hasn't excelled in this surface like he usually does. And we are getting close to the big tournaments coming up, and I gotta think at some point Zverev is gonna snap out of it, and I thought that would be last tournament, and it wasn't, and I don't know, I don't know. I mean, Griekspoor is playing well. He's gonna play well enough to be in this match. If Zverev has too many unforced errors, Griekspoor might take it again. It's really it's what it comes down to, Zverev is gonna love to keep these rallies going as long as he can, and Griekspoor is gonna make his shots. Um, this should be a close one. I I, uh, I gotta lean Zverev, but I could see Greek Sport upsetting again, honestly, with the way he's playing. Next, we have Zuzu Bergs versus Fabian Marozsan. Fabian Marozsan should take this one down. I think he was in very good form against Hugo Humbert. Hugo Humbert also plagued by the injury. We kind of made a comment regarding that. Probably should have bet Marozsan because I knew that Humbert was hurt, but um, if Humbert came out and beat Marozsan, I wouldn't have been too surprised either. That honestly was a pick 'em for a reason. But in this one, I think Marozsan will take down Zuzu Bergs. Zuzu Bergs has actually looked pretty impressive this season. I've been really impressed with his game, but Marozsan in this surface, he can be pretty tough. I would have to lean him. And then we're gonna go over the Challenger event in Portugal because I do like a couple of these matchups here. So I have Francisco Começana versus, bear with me because I'm not sure how to pronounce some of these names, Gregor Barred. This is their first meeting. Começana, though, whenever I see his name, I really like to bet him, especially in the clay surface. In the hard court, be a different story. But in the clay surface, he is very impressive. He's only a minus 260 favorite here, which is a little shocking to me. He has a very good, play record, and his opponent not as much. He's also ranked a lot higher than his opponent. So this is an interesting one. And the next one we have Rafael Conignon versus Carlos Taverne. And Conignon has been on a tear. He has won a bunch of matches straight. He's looked very good. I saw some clips. Taverner is no slacker. He's gonna put in a good match as well. I think Collignon will take this one down, but this could be an evenly fought matchup, I think. All right, so now that we went over each of these in detail, I'm gonna go over my best bet. I actually have two best bets today, and the first bet is going to be based on the Munich tournament. Um, I'm gonna have Francisco Cerundolo money line. Now that money line is a massive amount. I understand that. This is pretty much as close as a big favorite that I feel comfortable with. I feel like Francisco Cerundolo should take this down pretty easily against David Goffin. I don't think Goffin can really contend too much with Cerundolo's game at the moment. And then along with that, I'm going to take Casper Ruud money line. So I'm going to put that in a two-leg parlay. Casper Ruud money line. It just makes the most sense here. He leads 6-1 in the head-to-head matchups. Former champ of this event, so you know that he likes his surface. Hogerun has been very shaky at times. I don't trust Hogerun, so I have Casper Ruud money line along with sorry Francisco Cerundolo money line. It's gonna be from minus 114, so a pretty good price in my opinion. And next, we actually are going to play a half unit. So that would be a full unit for the first bet. Second best bet is going to be a half unit. I want to get a challenger event in there. And these are the two matchups that I really like. So I put the two favorites together that I liked. Francisco Comesana money line and Rafael Conignon money line. Comesana, very tough to beat in the clay. He is the one seed in this challenger event. And I do trust his ability on the clay. And next, Collignon is on a tear in terms of a win streak. He also enjoys his surface. Those are my two best bets. That's going to be a half unit play, and that's going to be from minus 113. So I got minus 114 for the first bet, second bet minus 113. Good prices overall. Pretty happy with that. So I have two best bets going. I'll put them in the comments below. Make sure to check out my shorts for the updated spreadsheet. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. You get all the notifications whenever I post a video. Thank you guys. Have a good one.